Bet from Bet's Makes, and today we're going to make this cute little pencil box. And it's pretty simple to put together, only takes one sheet of 12 by 12 medium cardstock, and the reason I say medium is because you want something to be pretty sturdy. It has a gorgeous little closing, and it has a little slot right here in the front where the tab goes down so it stays perfectly put together. Now, as I mentioned before, it's one sheet of cardstock, and just before we get going on this craft, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Here we are in Cricut Design Space. We're going to click on Upload, and right now we're going to make a pencil box. So I have a file called Pencil Box Small with Tab, and that's the file you want to upload. So I'm just going to click on it once, and I'm going to insert the image into our design space. Once again, we come up with this great fantastic black. I'm just going to click on it in the layers panel. I want to change that from black, and let's go light orange for this one. Now you'll notice the cut is at the very top, and all these groups are below it. We're going to start by ungrouping just once, and I'm going to click on the big orange box here. I'm going to click on Arrange this time, and I'm going to send it to the back, and that is so that we can see all of the other lines. Now, there are only a couple of things we need to do here. We need to change some of the lines to score lines and remain everything else as a cut line. So if I click here, I'm going to come up with this group, and it's all cut lines, and if I click on the eye, you'll notice how they all disappear, and everything else in there is a cut line, which is perfect. So I know I have the right group. Put the eye back on. I'm going to come up to the line type, and I'm going to change that to score. Now that is all we have to do in Design Space. This is one piece of paper, but let me just group the whole thing. Make sure we've got everything here. Looks like everything is selected. I'm going to group it, and then I'm going to come down here and attach it so it doesn't move on the mats. Now, what we have here is a box, and I'm just going to measure it to make sure that it is the size that we want. Well, notice it only comes out to about 9.5 here, but it is a little long coming down here as a 13-inch. Now, we are going to need to resize it. Now, in order to do that, we're going to come up here to the top where it says size, but it says the height is 11.5, which is perfect, and the width of 9.3, even though it looks different here. I didn't have it up to the 1 inch. So we can move it up here. We'll notice that it does fit within the parameters. You can't go more than 11.5 on the width or the height when you're in Design Space, because that's the width of the paper and how it cuts on the machine. So we are ready to go. So let's save this, and it will be a pencil box. Save it, and then all we need to do is click on Make It. It fits all onto one mat, which is perfect. It says Score and Cut. No big deal. Let's click on Continue. We look like we're on the right track. Now I have some pre-selected material. The stars here mean that I have pushed them as my favorite, but you could come here and browse all materials and pick the material you want. And you'll notice some of them have stars. Those are the ones that I have selected as favorites. So you can do the same thing. You can pick a number of materials that you use all the time and put them in your favorites category. Right now I have them all on the board, so I'm going to click the X. I'm going to choose my medium cardstock. Immediately it tells me I need the single scoring wheel in clamp B, and it's a number 1. And then it's going to ask me again when it's time to go for the additional tools, which it lists right here. What else you're going to need is the fine point blade. So we are ready to make this, and I will see you on the other side when we go to put this together. Okay, we've now taken our cut right off of the mat with the various cut and score lines. So this is the pencil box we're going to make. Here's an example of one that we've made from before. It has a number of glue lines inside here. We have a slot here for the tab, if you can see that. And we glue the edges together. So this is exactly what we're going to do. And then so it'll slide in this way so that the box will stay shut. So that's exactly what we're going to do. So we can decide whether we want the hearts on the outside or on the inside. I think I'm going to leave these on the inside. So the first thing we want to do is make sure that we get all of the score lines. If you can see them here, there's score lines across here and some on either side. We're going to fold all of those over and we're going to fold them in towards the center of the box. There's one here as well. Okay, we have all of the folds together. Now what we're going to do is assemble the box. And we're going to start by gluing down some of the extra flaps. So we'll glue these two flaps together to start. And it's just to get a few of the things done ahead of time. So I'm just going to add a little glue here. Now these are meant so that you don't get sharp edges on yourself. One. Now for this one, you'll notice that there is a slit in here. So when we glue this edge down, we only want to glue this part and this part because you still need to use the little edge. So just add the glue on one side of the slit and some on the other side. Okay, so now the slit should still open. There we go. Now we're going to add the sides together. Now what we're going to do is these are going to come up like this. So you fold them in this way. And then this comes here and then this will come over top. So we're going to start by gluing these two pieces together. And there we have our pencil box. Now it's going to close the little slit here. You may have to open it up a little bit at first. Finger in there. And there we have it. There's our gorgeous little box. Well, I hope you had a lot of fun putting this together. These are cute. And I love the little slot so that you can close it. I actually have several of these on my desk because it's so much easier to put my pencils and my pens, my Cricut pens and my gel pens all in different boxes so that I keep them separate. So I hope you had a lot of fun making this, and of course I've made a couple of these now, so I'm going to be able to enjoy these for a long time to come, and I hope you do as well. And one last thing before you go, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and happy crafting!